Yo, what is up, fellas? My name is Kevin. I am the owner of Can Social. I run a clipping, editing, and posting agency, and I just work with a bunch of podcasters, voice actors, actors, some celebrities, creators, and I just help them go absolutely viral on social media with a custom clipping, editing, and posting strategy. And today we're going to talk about what I did for Zach Aguilar, all right? He is the voice of Tanjiro from the anime Demon Slayer. The anime is hella mega famous. I haven't finished all of it yet, but I've watched a lot, and me and the small team that worked on these videos, I made sure they watched this anime. But yeah, guys, Zach Aguilar, he's pretty cool. He's talented and he's voiced a bunch of people. And yeah, this he's been on a bunch of like panels, interviews, and things like that. And I told him like, yo, we can literally repurpose all this content to your account in the best way possible, like not half-assed. A lot of people post these edits and post interviews and panels are on like half-assed, just captions, and it just looks boring and bad and not engaging enough. Like you have to edit in a way that's also pleasing to the audience. So we understand the Demon Slayer fans. We understand the audience. We understand their humor. Like you gotta be tapped into that. So it takes a lot of like custom work. I just want people to kind of like understand. But yeah, guys, on YouTube Shorts so far for my boy Zach Aguilar, April 16th, so far up to April 16th, 2026, we've only posted 22 videos and we got 14.2 million views just on YouTube Shorts with only 22 videos. That's about like 650,000 views per video, guys. Think about it. If we posted one edit every single day, his channel would have been popping like crazy. We also posted on Instagram. So far, he posted 4 of the videos that we made him and we got 1.6 million views, which is pretty decent. On TikTok, we posted 8 videos and that got 2.4 million views. And we got a total of like 18 million views from 22 total videos. That's pretty insane for a guy that wasn't really posting too much and repurposing all this old content. Like, I want to tell you guys right now, these panels and interviews itself didn't have that many views. So those weren't really doing that much on YouTube. They were just getting buried on YouTube. They were just there and they were barely getting views here and there. But when we repurposed it to the main show, aka Instagram Reels and TikTok, the For You page and YouTube Shorts, they started really blowing up. So if you have a bunch of panels, interviews, or YouTube videos, yeah, YouTube is great, but you also gotta do everywhere. Like you gotta make sure the long form is on also, as well as like YouTube Shorts. It's its own audience, then TikTok, then Instagram. Okay, and then you will start getting a ton of views once you have the right clipping, editing, and posting strategy. But the question is, how did I get Zach Aguilar 18.2 million views off just 22 videos? Like, how is that even possible? Well, it's actually quite simple. We simply did a few things. So the first part is we did the clipping. Okay, so we went into Zach Aguilar's channel, we went to his panels, interviews, and podcasts, and we watched a few hours of his content. And once we watched a few hours of his content, we also kind of like looked into the fan base, understood like the anime fans, the Demon Slayer fans, all these things. And then we understood, okay, what is something these fans would find amusing, funny, or entertaining the most? And we just looked for really good questions or looked for really funny moments with the Demon Slayer cast. What we found is that videos did great when Zach Aguilar was in them, but also the other Demon Slayer cast. So the first part is the clipping, watching hours of content. The number 2 is editing in a viral, engaging way. You can't just edit, you can't just put the app in like an AI app and just start doing like random boring stuff. We had a custom caption strategy, B-roll strategy, funny effects, funny sound effects, good music. Like all of these elements play a part in the editing. If you suck at editing, dude, it's not gonna, like, the editing amplifies the clip. Sure, a clip itself can do decent on its own, but it's not gonna reach the maximum amount of views, okay? The editing can literally amplify it like a 50 to 100x the views. That's what it does. It's so mesmerizing, the editing, that you want to watch it again. At the same time, everybody's attention span, it's cooked, it's done. So you have to edit in a way that's good for like the Gen Z and also in a way that's good for the older audience. Like you gotta make it watchable to everybody, young, old, whatever. Okay, so first is the clipping and then the editing. Then the next step is the posting. So we didn't post for him yet. This is something he didn't want to do. So he did a bunch of some posting for himself and he only posted 22 videos, only 22, but we still got 18 million views. If we posted more edits or did more edits, this would have got way more views. So the way we did it is simple. The first part is the clipping, watching hours and hours of footage. 2 is editing in a mesmerizing way. 3 is making sure they're getting posted on every single platform. And that's how we got 22 videos to get 18.2 million views. And all that content was from literally podcasts and panels that they weren't really doing that well on YouTube itself. They only had a few hundred, maybe a few thousand, but they weren't doing good. They were not nearly at the views we were getting for these short form edits. Now I'm going to show you guys Zach Aguilar's channel. This is what we started working on. We started posting here. The first edit we did for Zach got 2.4 million views. So yeah, let's watch the first video and see why this got 2.4 million views. And I will say another thing is like we also craft a title hook. This is something I forgot to mention, but we craft a title hook, these little like white bars at the top that catches the viewer's eye. We try to make it as best as possible to really, capture the attention of the people in the first millisecond. But yeah, let's watch the video that got 2.4 million views.
What is the weirdest thing that anyone has asked you Well, there was once a man who came up to me with a very tight shirt. I did not know they made shirts that tight. And he says, "Hey, Zach, will you sign my chest, bruh?" Then he took his hands like this, ripped open his shirt, and then I proceeded to sign that.
I do want to mention like the sound effects we add, the music, and the proper B-roll. Like we're not just adding like random footage. We're adding like actual footage from anime that resonates with what he's saying. And like the video is funny. That's why it did so well. It's funny.
That person was me. You're welcome.
What is the weirdest thing?
But yeah, that's just one video that got 2.4 million views. This recent video that was uploaded got 2.6 million views. As you can see, it's already looking kind of goofy and funny. It says Tanjiro's best pickup line, sexy. Like again, like it's just being funny. And like I said, you got to understand the audience. You can't just put a random video in CapCut and just start messing around. Like you have to understand what the audience want and deliver properly. But yeah, guys, this is like, these are the kind of like the numbers, 2.4 million views. This was from a stream he did, 233,000, 771,000, like from a panel, again, just fans asking questions. Most of these are, yeah, like just panels and people just asking questions to him and like people he's voiced, people he's acted, like just funny moments. Okay. But yeah, that's kind of really what we did for him. And this consistency really compounds. Like if you do this consistently, you're going to blow up and be like vastly and very, very famous. Also, as you can see right here, this video got like 700,000 views and like we're showing like this dude that he looks like Ninja, which is funny. Like this is just a joke. I mean, if you're tapped in, but like you got like this dude's a streamer and we said this guy look like, you just got to be funny. All right. Like you gotta be funny. You gotta be interesting. You gotta make sure you clip the right stuff or the videos are going to perform like trash. Okay. Like it doesn't matter. Like you have to just be like, I can't express this enough. You have to be tapped in with just everything, like clipping, editing, the audience, everything to kind of get these numbers with only 22 videos. Okay. Just 22 videos got 18 million views. That's not regular performance. All right. So yeah, Zach had so much content on the internet and with 4K content. What I did was, like I said, watched everything, invested hours into watching his panels, his interviews, also watching Demon Slayer. Like I made sure, we had people watch Demon Slayer, or at least know Demon Slayer. We watched the entire thing from start to finish and we found these golden nuggets in these panels. And literally like these panels had a few hundred views, maybe 1,000 or a few thousand. And we found them. We dug it up from YouTube, just digging it up and found the panels, found the podcast. Now, again, we don't post on his account, so it wasn't that consistent, but it was consistent enough to post 22 videos. I offered posting, but this is something he wanted to handle. And, we got 22 videos uploaded and, they did great. And then we used our retention editing strategy, okay? We tapped in with the audience, used funny sound effects, used, proper humor, and we made every single millisecond as engaging as possible. And then we did the posting. Now, I offered posting. He wanted to post. Totally cool. We managed to post 22 videos and they did pretty decent. 18 million views. That's pretty successful. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, how can you do this? You right now watching this, how can you do this? Now, if you want to do this, to do one edit every single day, you should, if you're doing it by yourself, spend at least 2 to 3 hours for one edit or one video, unless you really memorize your entire content. But you got to go through your content and really remember and go through like all the funny moments in your interview, podcast, or whatever, like stream. Just go through it, watch the entire thing and detect funny moments. Like go on TikTok, go on Instagram, go on YouTube Shorts, and like go in your niche and figure out like what's funny, what's popping, why is it popping, read the comments, understand why is this trending. And then once you understand that and understand what people are kind of looking for, you clip that moment. Then once you properly clip it, you want to edit these videos with your own, I guess, retention editing strategy. At least, add captions, proper B-roll, things like that. And we have our own like private retention strategy, so I can't discuss any sauce yet. No sauce right now. But, make your own sauce, edit it up. Editing can take anywhere from 1 to 2 hours and then simply upload it. We handle uploading because uploading for yourself, it's a drag. Like I'm not gonna lie, that's like the worst thing ever. You sit there, you gotta download the video from Google Drive, you gotta upload it, wait for it to upload, then do the captions, then do the hashtags, and then, you know what I'm saying? A thumbnail. It's a lot and it sucks. So we handle that. But for you, you're just gonna have to do it. You got it. Probably gonna take like 15 minutes if you want to post on YouTube Shorts, Instagram, TikTok, quality check everything, and boom. That's how you can do it yourself. But yeah, guys, this is kind of my case study on working with Zach Aguilar. We're still working to this day. We're still mashing out clips, making the best clips possible. And if you're someone that's a voice actor, a screen actor, a podcaster, a streamer, or someone just simply with a ton of content, long form content or a convention or whatever, and you want to get results like these, book a call in the link in my bio and we can get this started. Like we can just talk, hop on a call and see what you need. And if we're a good fit, we can move forward. If not, it's still great talking to you. But yeah, if you want to go viral and you want to get views, or at least you want to stay consistent with posting and really stay relevant in your niche or in your space, book a call and maybe we can get something started. Other than that, thank you so much. And yeah, this is my company, Can Social, and we're doing our best.